Hello guys, hello everybody, hello Philippines, hello world, welcome back to my YT channel. Okay, shout out to Engineer Timoteo, also chemical engineer, so parihami batch, Institute of Technology. Okay, and shout out to all my classmates in chemical engineering, Cebu Institute of Technology, 1999 and 2000. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the problem we solved before. Okay, so a compound composed of 52.14% carbon, 38.3% hydrogen, and 34.13% oxygen by mass. What is the molecular formula if the molar mass of the compound is 138.24 gram mole? This is chemical engineering board examination November 1988. Guys, okay. Yesterday I have a trial of three. Sorry guys, I made a lot of assumptions. Okay, but when I review the data, this oxygen is not 34.13, it's 34.73. Okay, I'll change this one. That's why our answer is almost closer to letter C. Okay, we cannot troubleshoot, we cannot determine really the exact answer just because of point 0.6 something difference because of my eyes. I cannot really see. Okay, because of my eyes. This is 75 and 50. My eyes, my eyeglass have grade. Okay, so sometimes I cannot really see. Okay, sorry for that. It's 34.73. That's why I keep on repeating for three times. I cannot solve. We can solve, but it's not really exact to the choices. Okay, like that. Okay, so let's do again. Right? What I mean is the answer is not really found on the choices. Okay, so that's we need to repeat it again because the I wrote 34.13 instead of 34.73 as I look back to the source. Okay, okay, like that. So I review really. Nga na magpugad, when I was guys, when I was in college, if there are things that I cannot solve, I cannot sleep. Really, I want to dig it out and solve it out in which particular area that I'm wrong. So that culture and habit really helps me a lot in passing the chemical engineering board examination. If there are things that you don't know, you don't just let it pass and forget. You need to dig it out, really investigate, evaluate in what particular steps of resolution you are wrong, in what particular. Now, of course, I can say because I'm not studying anymore. I am working in the real world as an OSH engineer, safety engineer, right? But when I was in college, in the chemical engineering days, in food technology, for example, if I'm wrong in one particular problem, I really cannot eat if I cannot solve that one. So it's gonna be like this, and consult also the higher, students. Uh, a fifth year student. When I was fourth year, I go to the fifth year student, and they will help also me getting discussion, something like that. So I am very vocal. Vocal meaning I really love to, to communicate for the topics discussed, something like that, in which particular area I'm wrong. So it really helps a lot also. That's also one technique in passing examination. You have to be observant and you have to verify it. Like, for example, prelims, midterms, and finals. When I was in college before, I have wrong answers, right? And then sometimes I have low scores, sometimes I have high scores. It depends on the situations, right? Especially when our instructors and mentors would give a very difficult exam. We cannot we cannot determine or we cannot control the way they give the exam, right? Of course. Okay. Now when I got wrong, I really review that. Why I'm wrong. I will never pass. I will not let it pass really. I will never forget. I will still, the instructors will return the booklet, right? Examination booklet. Then I will really solve that again in one area I am wrong. Like that. Okay? And then, oh my gosh, when that is like this. Okay? Then the instructors and and everything will discuss. Okay, it's gonna be like that. And I will go after that discussion. I will still go to the library. Okay, and then solve another in which the exam already finished. Okay, even if the exams are already finished, right? Most of the students uh, will relax, right? After the exam, me solve that one, really. Okay, and then after that, I will go to the library and bring books into the home. It looks like boring, but I enjoy it the most. Something like that. Okay, so it will help a lot pala siya in passing certain examination. Okay, so I could say that also one technique and one strategy if you have a goal. Okay, aside from having a thorough preparation in your study, on the coverage, the examination, the college. Do not be lazy. Okay, instead keep having a fighting spirit. Do not lose hope. Because normal students will not repeat again to solve that because it was done already, right? With me, I will repeat on solving that one in that areas where I am wrong. Okay, something like that. Okay, so going back to and to be honest, I really love chemistry, and chemistry is one of my highest grades when I was in college. Okay, chemistry, organic chemistry, and general chemistry. Okay, so those are really my something strength. Okay, as a student, and I use that also because some of the concepts in chemical engineering have an adaptation of the basic foundation of chemistry, especially stoichiometry, chemical reactions, right? Physical chemistry, chemical reactions. Okay, thermodynamics also have a lot of chemistries there. Okay, especially in the chemical reactions, stoichiometry. Okay, going back. Actually, this is very basic in chemistry. That is a general chemistry lecture one, talking about empirical formula, molecular formula, atomic mass, atomic weight, molar mass, molecular weight. Okay, something like that. The masses of the elements. Okay, the mass numbers, the mass of the protons. Okay, the mass of the protons and the mass of the electrons. Something like that. Okay, okay. So that's very basic. Okay. Okay. Going back. We need to repeat this one. So again, this is also a factor. Your eyes. Sometimes it's not only the brain cells that will affect because we for an engineer to apply mathematics in his study. The application midterm examination or prelims. So in the online virtual examination, all will be setting in Zoom like that, or I don't know, or individual exam. Because if it is an individual exam, you can maximize your all your sources because the teachers are not watching you. Okay? Whereas in face-to-face, during examination, the teachers will walk there, front and back, and then you will feel your heart beats too fast. That even your head cannot turn 160 degrees, something like that. Okay, but in online studying, you can maximize all your ways how to answer. There's a lot of you can search any books, any online like this. And I think this pandemic, so many graduated with honors compared to studying in face to face. It's really different class. Okay, if you study in face to face and in pandemic online, because online we can say anything as long as we have the data. Okay, we can search everything. In fact, we don't memorize because it's in there in the website, it's there in the books already. Because the teachers are not in front of you, at the back of you, at the side of you. So for me, though I learned a lot because we maximize all our sources, for me it's not a challenge in my part to study in an online basis. It's really challenging in a face-to-face, really face to face. especially examination in which distance between your classmates are very far, 1 meter with each other, and then the proctor will go back and forth, side to side, because there's no open book. Okay, there's no open book, and you cannot open also your cell phones. Okay, in the 80s, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s students. Okay, but nowadays, everything is open. Online, like this, Google, website, books, like this, blah, 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 so and so. So they are more and more dependent. But before, we are not dependent too much. We need to really understand, memorize everything because it's not really open book all. The only open is the chemical engineer's handbook, but the other books are not open in courses. Okay, we only bring examination, board examination, but for others, I don't know, there's it up. Okay, but I am sure we have common coverage. Okay, the general engineering, all about mathematics. Okay, uh, that's part of the coverage of engineers. We talk about examination. I don't think so in other countries, but only in our country, Philippines, we are common. Okay, because it was regulated by ChED as okay, Philippine kind of. If it is not similar, then we have to tell the school, change this a little bit because your subjects are not parallel with other universities, something like that. Leveling accreditation, taas ko. Okay, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 2. They will check the curriculum. Okay, so that's why all engineers or all engineering students have the same general engineering subjects. Those are algebra, okay, geometry, analytic geometry, trigonometry, probability and statistics, okay, here in mathematics, okay. So that's 9 already, right? And we have actually this is the subjects of engineering, okay, like that. You know, with physics, physics between our part is under physical and chemical principles coverage in chemical engineering. Okay, because those are sciences. But I don't know with electrical engineering, civil engineering, mining engineering, electronics engineering. I don't know whether set up regarding the date to the examination. Okay, but for sure we have the same. I will change this oxygen. Okay, so this is gonna be like a 34.73% percentage by mass, assuming 100 grams. That's our basis calculation. Then we can have 34.7.347. 100 is gonna be our volume. Volume class, we need to have percentage by volume in our data because it is smaller volume. Okay, but in here it's not expressed in percentage by volume because there's no liquid here, something like that. It's stated here percentage by mass, so molar mass. Okay, okay, like always take note this one because this is very useful. Okay, molar mass or molecular weight is just equal in meaning definition. Okay, like that. So, molar mass or molecular weight is equals to mass divided by the number of moles. Now, if we deal with one element only, it could become now atomic mass or atomic weight. Okay, it's not molecular weight anymore. Molecular weight refers to two or three elements in one compound. Atomic mass. Atomic mass of carbon. What is the atomic mass of carbon? Oh, ganon. And then atomic mass of carbon then, we have refers to either element or compound. Okay, but molecular weight focus to the compound only. And atomic weight or atomic mass focus to one element only. Okay, so we speak of molar mass, it could be an element, individual element, or a compound. So that's why it's safe to use molar mass in our computation because it can be used either element or a compound one shot, especially individually solving each number of mole of this particular element. Okay, going to carbon. So if you finish chemistry in your high school, you should memorize the atomic mass of carbon. Okay, like that, so that when you are reaching your college education, it's already in your brain cells. Okay, like that. So I memorized the common basic atomic weight when I was in high school. So this is 12. Okay, so 12 grams per mole. And until now, 30 years, I still memorized. Okay, that's I told you. If you memorize that in an early stage, it will retain to your brain cells, even though you reach 55 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. Only the common, okay, hydrogen, oxygen, like this, nitrogen, sulfur, sodium, calcium, like that. Memorize the most common, and then it will retain to your brain cells. Do not memorize everything, okay, because it's very tasky. Okay. If you want, then go. Okay? I guess so. Carbon is 12 gram. Actually, guys, is ano pa siya is 12 point something something chu chu chu. Okay? Because carbon have, I think based on my memory in chemistry, it has three isotopes. There is carbon 12, carbon 13, and carbon 14. So these are isotopes of an element carbon. So isotopes, element that has the same number of protons or atoms but differ in mass number. So this is the definition of isotope. Okay? So I memorized when I was in high school also. Okay? Like that. So it will come again in college, the same story. Okay? So carbon. So molar mass of carbon. Molar mass because applicable ba siya between elements and compound, right? Molar mass is equals to the mass we obtain here from carbon is 52.40 grams class. Okay? Ganon siya. Okay. I don't love mathematics, but in chemistry, I love mathematics. That's why. Okay. I forced to love it. I have no choice. Charot. Okay. So 52.14 grams divided by the moles, which is 12. Ganun siya. Okay. So 12 grams per mole. So cancel the grams. We have now 52.14. Nako. Wala na ko yung Intel class. Okay. 52. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Engineer Ninio Chan, Engineer Ana Morel Santi. Okay. Okay. We are 5 or 5. Ana Marie reads the correct of the previous board examination. Then I have to change, right? Okay. But still the principles and concept using in solution is just the same. Okay, because only the number here changed. Okay, but the way I solve it is just this. Okay, only clerical error or what this one? Uh, Encoding error or typing error. I don't know. Encoding error, typing error. Okay. Clerical error is just same, right? Synonymous terms with each other. Charot. Okay, so hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen. Hydrogen, we'll consider first the monoatomic, meaning a solo flight as hydrogen, not the diatomic, yung H2, proton. Okay? Proton. Okay? Remember the mass of the proton? 1.67 times 10 to the negative 27 kilogram. Okay? Remember that also, ha? Okay, hydrogen, 1.008 grams. So instead of putting it at a gram mole, since this is only one hydrogen ion, so we need to put 1 gram atom. Okay, like that. Gram atom siya. Hindi na siya gram mole. Because the moles refers only to the molecules ng which is equal to atong hydrogen diri ari. Okay, 13.3 grams. Okay, divided per atom. Okay, so our answer will be 30.3 divided by 1.008 in 0.19 atoms of hydrogen ion. Okay, So, ganun siya. Oxygen. The class of. Okay. Don't be bored, ha? Because you will feel that this is very easy. Do not take for granted us, okay? Because all of it's in there, the background and the foundation of learning. Okay, you'll never go to the difficult if you will not start to the most easy part. Okay, like that. That's the real process of life cycle. We need to begin in an easy, okay, slowly, and then you will facing the difficult ambition or dreams in life, right? Just like that also in solving problems, okay? And then it's very difficult to achieve your dreams. So those are difficult dreams, okay? And then if your dreams are not also difficult, it's easy for you to achieve. Okay, it's just like also the same solving mathematical problems or science problems. Okay, and that's life cycle all about. Easy and basic foundation of this topic or subject something or any issues or subject matter to be tackled with. Okay, ganun. So oxygen. So oxygen, we have 34.73 grams, guys. Okay. Ganon. So 34.73 divided by, we forgot first the atomic, considered about atomics. It's gonna be, what is the atomic weight and atomic mass of oxygen? That is 16. Okay. 16. So grams per atom because only element magod siya. So cancel grams. Oxygen is equals to 34.73 divided by 16. So 2.17 atoms of oxygen. Now gather all the number of moles atoms and put that in empirical formula, CHO. Capital C, ganon, chupa-chucho. Capital C, capital H, capital O. Now put these values in the subscript. So the carbon is 4.33. Ganon siya. Okay. Hydrogen, put also in the subscript, which is equal to 1.008. Ganon. So 1.008. Oxygen, okay. Oxygen is, sorry, it's 13.19. Nalibat na po ko. 13.19. Oh, my eyes really, okay. Cannot explain. Sharp. Oxygen. 2.17. Guys, in this case, we have now the empirical formula, but there's a lot of decimal points. So in an empirical formula, decimal points and decimal places are being neglected or rejected or deleted, okay? Because it is not part of the empirical formula. The empirical formula is always whole number. Okay, guys? So what is greatest common factor or the least common denominator, greatest common factor or common denominator in algebra? What do you think? We need to use the greatest common factor or the least common denominator or least common factor. So we'll use the least common factor or the least common denominator. So the least here is the 2.17. So we need to divide this carbon, hydrogen, oxygen by 2.17. Okay? Like that's 4.33 divided by 2.17. This is elementary mathematics, right? Greatest common factor, least common denominator, improper fraction, okay? Elementary or grade school level chart. Okay, 4.33 divided by 2.17, see 1.99. So this is 2. The answer class is 1.99 for carbon. It would round it off to 2 because we need to have a number na good shot the subscript of each element, okay, or the atoms each element, okay. Hinumduman ginatong class that the atoms will be in the subscript. That is not the mole. Okay. Again, subscript attached in CHO, for example, sucrose, table sugar, carbon 12, 22O11, 12 atoms of carbon, 22 atoms of hydrogen, and 11 atoms of oxygen. It's not 12 moles of carbon, okay, like that. It's not 22 moles of hydrogen. It's not also 11 moles of oxygen. But if I will say 2 moles of sucrose, the moles will be reflected in the coefficient beside carbon. That is the number of moles. But that is not the atom. You should know the difference because it's very useful in the computation that involves stoichiometric relationship in a chemical reaction, especially chemical kinetics. The number of moles are very important there because it determination how fast and slow the chemical reaction really is. So the initial rates are very important. The initial rates of the concentrations and the rate of the reaction of the products and the rate of the reaction of the reactants. Then if you are wrong with the number of moles, then it will be a big trouble. Okay, something like that. So be careful also, especially also in the stoichiometric calculations. Okay? HE or engineering calculations. Okay, now, so carbon 2 like that. Hydrogen, so 13.40, 13.9, sorry. Ang ako 4 guys ba, version 9 usahay. Okay? So, dapat, you will also write that perfectly. Because there are also figure 4, the same as 9, like that. It also matters, really, especially when the teachers write it, and the 4 looks 9. So, the answer also will matter in the end. If you try to, that's 4, doesn't, but in fact, that's 9. The only way to prove that is to solve really by your own after the discussion in the classroom. You understand? It's not enough that you listen inside the classroom. It's not enough. You have to solve by yourself when you go home or in your free time in the library. It's to prove that you really learned from the discussion of your instructor to test, okay, the effectiveness of what you learned from that particular specific topic discussed by your instructor and mentor. That's gonna be one of technique, hint and technique also. 2.17. So 6H6. Okay, na tayo sa 2H6 class. Okay, C2H6. And then ang oxygen. So syempre, 2.17 divided by 2.17 is 1 lang siya. Oxygen 1. No need to write 1 in the subscript because 1 is simply nothing in a chemical compound. Okay, simply nothing siya. Okay, so you don't have to say C3H8O1 because 1 is just, if you don't put 1, that means also 1. Okay, I'll just put O or oxygen. Ganon. Okay, so C2H6O. Then our good class, waki kay siya. Is there a compound that's like, looks like this? C6H2O. Organic chemistry, I think so. Right? So it's gonna be, okay lang siya because it's still empirical formula. Okay? What is being asked in the problem is the molecular formula. Okay? It's still an empirical formula. Okay, guys? Now, so the requirement is C2H6 so that we can use this molecular weight from the empirical formula to be equated and to use that in our ratio and proportion method of solving the problem to the given, which is the molar mass of the compound is 138.204 grams per mole. So we need to have a comparison. That's why we have a ratio and proportion technique again in mathematics. But be sure that is having the same. Okay, this is very common in mathematics. Like if F was like this, the difference is that we put compound and elements. Okay, so algebra pa rin siya. Okay, so 2 times 12, 24, like this. Okay, we need the molecular weight of C2H6O. So 6 times 1 times 0.008 for hydrogen. Okay, guys, remember guys, we need to start from the monoatomic half. Then later na yung the atomic. Okay, because H can exist also as H2. You know, hydrogen gas. And oxygen is a solo element as an oxygen negative 2 charge. Okay, what is a negative 2? Okay, what is a negative 2? What is the specific name of a negative 2? Charge is a general term. And the negative charge is also a general term. What is the specific name of the negative reflected above oxygen? That is what we call as an ion. Okay, an ion, that is negatively charged particle. If that is negative, okay, and that is physically driven by electrons because negative is an electron. Okay, negatively charged particle is an electron. Okay, something like so. Specifically, that is an anion. Okay, like that. And the positive is the cation. Okay, that's we have cathode, we have also anode in the electrochemistry electrolysis. Okay, by the principles of Michael Faraday experimentation. Okay, by putting sulfuric acid like that to give light energy, if we connect that to the incandescent bulb. Okay, incandescent bulb or the fluorescent bulb. If you will put the battery and connect that in each terminal on the law of magnetism and law of polarity, then with the solution of chemicals, let's say sulfuric acid, copper, zinc, something like that, it will react with each other through electrolysis, and then it will produce light energy that we see in our room. Okay, so that's the principle of electrolysis under electrochemistry study. It's the under of general chemistry. That's why we have light in our room. Okay, so without that topic, we cannot see things at night. Okay, that's very clear how important chemistry really is. Okay, so 6 times 1.008 is equals to 6.048. Okay. And oxygen, so class, since there's no subscript reflected, there's a number, that's 1, huh? Okay. You cannot say 0, huh? There's no 0 number of moles, number of atoms like that. Really, no like that. Okay, so 1 times 16 is equals to 16. And now the individual molar mass and molar, okay? Atomic weight. So 24 plus 6.048 plus 16. Okay. Oh my gosh. By the way, class, the mass of an electron is 9.109 times 10 to the negative 31 kilogram. That is the mass of an electron in the outermost shell of the nucleus. Okay, the atomic structure study of Dalton's atomic theory that talks about atomic structure. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. So 46.048. Okay. Okay, we have now class. So C2H6O empirical formula has a molecular weight of 46.048. This is grams per mole. Now let's do the ratio and proportion. Okay. Ganito lang, di ba? Naalala niyo yung algebra? Okay. If C2H6O is equal to 46.048, okay, that's right. Okay. If C2H6 is, meaning equal to 46.048, then we have also here another quantity. Let's talk about molecular formula. So we don't have the molecular formula. That's what we are finding for. So this is gonna be CXHYOZ. So let X as the number of atoms of carbon, let Y as the number of atoms of hydrogen, and let Z is the number of atoms of oxygen. It's just also like an algebra. You let letters or variables to solve the algebraic expression. Okay, something like that, right? Okay, so H Y O Z then equal to what is the molecular weight of this unknown compound? Is gonna be 138.204 grams mole or grams per mole. Okay, so 138. Okay. Ako siguro gamay ra akong score because wala ko maklaro. Charot! During the examination in the past. Okay. Kaya mo naman dyan ako mata before when I was in college. So for, okay, grams per mole. I already also have my eyeglass since in my college years. Okay, so C2, ratio to class, right? Okay, C2H6O over CXHYOZ, and then over these two formula, over also the values. Okay, so like this. Okay, chuba. So 46.048, like this. Okay, 138.204 grams. So cross multiplication, diba? If you see like this, cross multiplication again in algebra or crisscross multiplication. Okay? Nakinagdog pa mo. Charot. Okay, so this is gonna be 138 C2H6O and 46 048 CXHYOZ. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of variables involved. Charot lang. Okay, so solve for CXHYOZ. Solve for that. It's very easy, right, in algebra. Okay, so you have to divide this both sides by 4. 46.048. Okay, 46.048. Okay, what do you notice? Upon dividing 46.048, there is still C2H6O left. Okay, so you have to divide, cancel na siya. Okay, so look at this. If it cancels the right side, what will left is XHYOZ is equals to 138 over 46.04. Ganon. Detailed fashion in explanation. Napakabog. Charot! Okay, so look at this class. I-divide the 138 over 46.04. Ito lang may result niya. Okay, so 138 divided by 46.048. Oh my gosh! Chararat. Okay, we have 2.99. Okay, or 2.99 class. Again, this is decimal point. So we need to round it off by 3. Okay, because this is 2.99 in algebra. Okay, it's gonna be 3 already without question. Because there is also no 2.99 atoms in chemical. That's awkward. Do you see an atom that's a formula like that or element? Okay, for example, we have ascorbic acid. What is the formula of ascorbic acid? Ascorbic acid. It's gonna be C6H7O5, something like that. Okay. because we have the ascorbic acid is vitamin C. Okay, like an citric acid. Okay, what is the formula of citric acid? Charot. Okay, so citric acid is CHO negative 3 C6H57 like this. This is so that you will know the formula, and then if you will add that with hydrogen ion atom, it will become a citric acid derived by citrate plus hydrogen ion as an acid because citrate is a base. So this is neutralization reaction so that we can produce a citric acid found in most citrus fruits. Okay, and these citrus fruits are rich in vitamin C. Okay, and vitamin C is an ascorbic acid. So what is the formula of ascorbate? Okay, ascorbate. So we need to have like this C6, chararan. Okay, O7 negative 1. Okay, like that. So this is a 6, like this, 7, 6, like that. Okay, 6, 6, like that. Okay, so this is ascorbate. So ascorbate plus hydrogen ion in a neutralization reaction between acid and a base because base ends in ATE, ate. Okay, and H ion, H positive is coming from the water molecule. Okay, so that's an acid. So when we combine that one in a chemical reaction, that produces acid. So that's why it was called ascorbic acid, citric acid. Okay, like that. So it's gonna be so H, ganon, H3, C6, H5O7. So C6H8O7. So, diba? Ang atong formula sa citric acid is C6H8O7. Okay, 6 atoms of carbon, 8 atoms of hydrogen, 7 atoms of oxygen. It's related to this problem also that's why I discussed. It's related. Okay, and vitamin C6H 7O6 negative 1. Okay, this is ascorbate plus. Again, I have to repeat. Ascorbate, okay, as a polyatomic ion, we have C6H7O6 negative 1. Negative 1 is not an ion or the negative charge of this ascorbate. Now, ascorbate plus H positive or H ion comes from water, of course. Most of the acids are derived or driven by water. Okay, so neutralization reaction. Okay, so it will produce, okay, ascorbic acid is now HC6H7O6. So our formula of ascorbic acid is C6H8O6. Okay. Okay, there's a difference of slight difference because our citric acid is C6H8O7. Put that in your brain cells that the ascorbic acid or vitamin C is having higher oxygen atoms compared to the citric acid. So it's gonna be C6H8O8. So that's your identification. For example, in the board examination, okay, like this, which is the following is an ascorbic acid A, C6H8, B, and you will be confused and you will scan the handbook like this, and you will find there, and it will consume your time by scanning how many pages, and then there's still a lot of questions. If you put that in your brain cells, you can really understand what, this is the formula of ascorbic acid or vitamin C. Then you can memorize and then bingo, perfect. Okay, so ascorbic acid is 6 atoms of carbon, 8 atoms of hydrogen, and 6 atoms of oxygen. C6H8O6 is the formula of vitamin C. Okay, so that's vitamin C is very useful in our immune system. Okay, like that. as an antioxidant to protect our cells in different organs of our body from any infectious diseases or any pathogens causing disease microbes such as viruses, bacteria, and any germicidal actions inside our immune system. Okay, together in the combination of the white blood cells and the antibodies, and then it will fight and kill these viruses. Okay, so normally those vaccines contains also ascorbic acid or vitamin C. Okay, together with the other components. Okay, remember that one, the antioxidants, the flavonoids. Okay, I think secondary flavonoids or tertiary flavonoids like that. Okay, just check biochemistry for that. That's the composition of vaccine. Okay, I'm telling only for the ascorbic acid. Just research that for yourself. Okay, because I have already the form of the ascorbic acid is present. One of the ingredients of the vaccine is the flavonoids, antioxidants, and this really useful, guys, to fight the free radicals. You know, free radicals. Free radicals will really destroy all your cells in your body. And if you destroy the cells, it can cause you to have diseases in your body. So to kill these free radicals, you need to stabilize your oxygen level in your body. Stabilize because these free radicals are unpaired oxygen, abnormal oxygen exists in our body. Since the nature of oxygen should be stable at all times due to non-polar covalent bonding in H2O molecule, then if it is a solo flight oxygen, it doesn't have a share of electrons, then this is very abnormal in our system. It will eat it up your organs and tissues in your heart, brain, liver, pancreas, large intestines, okay, gut health, like that, and then you will develop diseases and then produces cancers, especially carcinogens found in food that contains a lot of preservatives. It will increases the free radicals in our body. And the viruses, I told you, very, very, very fun to unite with these free radicals. Without free radicals, these viruses will not go there. What's their purpose? They have no food. Okay, they have no friendship at all. Okay, so they will go there because they have friends there. Their friends are the free radicals, the toxins, the harmful residues inside our bodies that can be dissolved through metabolism. Okay, that cannot be broken down into smaller molecules that will be released in our excretory system as wastes, right? So it will stay in our, large intestines, molecules, and all organs in our body. So that's why we need ascorbic acid or vitamin C, really, okay, to kill this viruses and other infectious causing disease microbes. Microbes is a general term for bacteria, fungi, germs, viruses, like that. Okay, so that's gonna be the basic concept. Okay, now going back to the CXHYOZ. Now, if we have the XYOZ divided by 38 to 46.048, now this will be 2 point something, right? 2.99, this is 3. Okay, so you will say 3 C2H6O. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love reading chemistry. Shut up! Okay. Moving plus my chemistry is 4.6. Okay, 4.6, and our highest in Cebu Institute of Technology is university is 5. So meaning to say, I have 94% grade in chemistry. Wow. Charot! Charot lang ha! But other subjects are low and sad good. Only in chemistry because I love chemistry. Okay? That's why I took up chemical engineering because of chemistry. Okay? Like that. Okay. Not for mathematics. Okay? Okay, going back. C6HYOZ. Okay. Okay. CXHYOZ. Kadugay sa naman ng CXHYOZ because I want to discuss class in a detailed fashion, in a detailed manner, in a systematized manner. But this technique of discussion class will not hold true, will not be applicable if in the future I will become a professor like this, because it has only limited hour subject to subject. I think it's gonna be 1 hour. And how can I do in a detailed fashion in 1 hour? So that's why sometimes we do shortcuts, right? That this is for the purpose of discussion man lang, but this is not really a classroom instruction. This is only informal way of virtual educational academic information, discussion of information. Okay, going back to CX, HYOZ. Informal because I'm not taking education units. Okay, and I don't take the methodology of how to teach properly. Then you have to take masterals for that to become really a full-fledged instructor or professor, because that is really developing your strategy how to teach effectively, right? So it's being taught there in education. You have to take education units for that. If compared, if I will take units for education subjects, okay, that would be the masterals in education units. Okay, that's why in your school, if you see instructors that his method or her method of teaching is not really that systematized or whatever, she don't have education units. Okay, because if she or he has education units, he presents his discrimination or examination also is balanced. Okay, not too much or difficult. Okay, if the instructor will give you too much difficult, let's say three parts and second part are all problem solving, and his theory only is 10%, that is he did not take his education units. Because it should be fair so that it will project to the level of understanding of the students. So the teacher, students, and students, because there are few out of 50, there are only intelligent, there are only 40. And then if you try to discuss in that way, how about the slow learners? They can't understand, right? You have to, discuss it properly, okay, like systematically and in detailed fashion as much as you could, or outline that very well. Teach them the hints, strategies and techniques, something like that, so that they can put that in their brain cells and they will develop that as they will go in second year college, third year college, fourth year college, like that. Okay? Teaching quality education is not dependent on the remuneration or your salary, because that is your dedication and commitment to teach properly, to mold the young minds of the students, to feed them an academic information so that they will be used that in the real world when they were now working in a particular industry, wherever they are in the future. Okay, so it's not dependent on money. Think of that's the money, like as money and everything. So if you really want to become an educator, then have a goal and target for a quality education for your students. Okay, regardless of money matters. Okay, that's commitment, passion, love, and dedication. And you are loving also what you are doing. In fact, I don't have salary in doing this vlogging. Okay, I don't have salary in doing this live stream. I share to you guys because I don't want to be stagnant. Okay, I don't want to be stagnant, and my 5 years of learning in my college will just disappear when I grow old. I want that to retain in my brain also because I don't know wherever in Canada, wherever, we don't know really our future really brings. Only God knows, something like that. Okay, so we should not close our doors because there we have a lot of talents. All of us are unique, loving it the most, and we enjoy that the most, and we excel the most. Okay, something like that. Going back, okay, CX. All right, okay, CXHYOZ. Okay. Kung sige ni kong tabi, gagawin ko na ako ang akong, history before. Okay? Because, I don't love, at first, I don't love to become an engineer. I love to become a broadcast journalist. Really, I was in high school. Okay, this is only my second option. Okay, like that. And then since broadcast journalist course is not found in the scholarship given to me in the academic scholar sponsored by Fidel V. Ramos. Okay, then there's no broadcast journalist there listed. So I forced myself to take engineering since I love chemistry, and the most closer there is chemical engineering. Okay, no other. Okay. And there's also no BS chemistry there, really. All are engineering courses, so and so, business administration, banking and finance, this accountancy, and a lot of engineering courses are there. Okay, in the list of academic scholarship appointment. Okay, like that. So I choose BS Chemical Engineering, my academic scholarship. Okay, it's gonna be like that. But in the first place, my first love is broadcast journalism. Okay, 3C2H6. Oh my gosh, 3 moles of 2 atoms of carbon, 6 atoms of hydrogen, and 1 atom of oxygen. Now, class, upon looking this two formulas, the empirical formula on the left side and the molecular formula on the right side, what can you notice here? Okay, you will notice something, right? So the 3 moles of C2H6O, what you will do here, if you will found like this, I teach you before, okay? So this is gonna be multiplied, coefficient, right? Coefficient times subscript is equals to the number of atoms. Number of moles times subscript is equals to the number of atoms. The subscript will automatically call an atom if the number of moles beside the compound or element is 1. Okay, but if it is more than 1, you have to multiply that with the subscript. In this example, 3 moles of C2H6O. C2H6O is our empirical formula. So we need to take this individually. So 3 times 2 is equals to 6. So that is 6 atoms of carbon. And then body, 3 moles of hydrogen times 2 is equals to 18. 3 times O is 1, and there's 2 subsequent of 3. So we have now, okay, we'll break down now so that we can easily get this. So 3 times 2, 6 for carbon. Okay, 3 times 6 is equals to 18 for hydrogen. 3 times 1 for oxygen is equals to 3. Okay? This one. Now we should multiply that in the individual subscript. If we try to determine the individual number of atoms. But if the question will not say or will not specify, you will not obtain the individual number of atoms, then you don't have to do that. But in this kind of problem, we need to do that because we need to get the molecular formula. Because in molecular formula, we need to take each element number of atoms. Okay, ganon. So 6 is the number of atoms of carbon. 18 is the number of atoms of hydrogen. Oxygen is the number of atoms of oxygen is 3. So this become now C6H18O3 final. So our final molecular formula class is gonna be like this. Oh my gosh. Carbon 6 H18O3. Do we have an organic compound or an inorganic compound that have the same formula like this? If we have like this, what is the name? Okay, let's see. Because this is qualitative chemistry. Okay, determining the not amount, determining what kind of element and compound is this, are this all about. Okay, quantitative means measurable, determining the amount of element or a compound through series of analytical skill and tests in the laboratory. Laboratory analysis tests. For example, titration method, gravimetric method, spectrophotometric method, mga ganun siya, di ba? In chemistry, a lot of methods, chuba. Okay? So those are the tests to determine the amount of those elements and organic compounds present. Okay, di ba? The instructors will provide you the sample and you need to determine what's this, how much sulfur is this, how much like that. That is quantitative chemistry amount. But qualitative, uh, it's been given the amount, but you don't know what's that inside the flask or inside the beaker or inside the graduate cylinder. So you need to determine, this is uric acid, this is HCl, through the amounts you have. Okay, the reverse. Okay, the reverse. Quantitative and qualitative chemistry are the reverse. But these both chemistry types of chemistry are under in general chemistry. Okay, so we have now our final molecular formula C6H18O3. Now, in the choices here in our problem, let's go back. Okay, letter A, C2H6O1, B, C6H18O3. Ah, bingo! It's letter B. C6H18O3 is the answer. Oh my gosh. It's lengthy, right? My gosh. Letter B is the correct answer in the Chemical Engineering Board exam November 1980. Okay. Letter B. Okay. Ganon. Okay, guys. Perfect. We solved it perfectly. Okay. Like this. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. I hope you like that. And then you can also do by yourself in solving molecular formula. Subscribe my channel if you want. Okay, and then you can also click the notification bell for Sunwest updates. I am a singer, eternal voice. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later for my next live stream. Some problem solvings in, it's going to be physical chemistry, general chemistry, thermodynamics, like this. Okay, at this time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.